All right, so let's get into this reading. Welcome back to the Magic Hours. I am Zoe Flowers. I literally tried to post this on my Instagram live today, but I tried 4 times. I couldn't upload it, so we're doing it here. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign I need to come back and post to YouTube regularly. Allergies are doing allergy things. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Chariot in reverse. And so while the Chariot is a card of victory, it's not an easy victory. It's a hard won victory because you have to pull lots of things together to pull the victory off. So when you have the Chariot, you have to deal with the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. You have to deal with what's out in the open. You have to deal with what's going on in the shadow. And if you notice, the person up here, they're not actually holding any reins on the Chariot. They are controlling it with their mind. You can see it better in the traditional Rider-Waite version, but this is the version we're working with today. And so this is in reverse. And so this tells me that there is something that you're trying to move forward, or we're trying to move forward, but it's just really not quite popping the way we want it to pop. So then I ask, well, what is the astrological house that's being lit up right now today? And we got the 10 of the house, the 10th house, if I can, blah, 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 blah. If I can find it, here it is, the 10th house. And so the 10th house in astrology and in our birth charts has to do with our career, what we will do for a career, what we will be known for in the world, what we will be famous for. All of that correlates to the 10th house. It's a rather high point in astrology, in the chart. And so I would look at where your 10th house, what you have in your 10th house, and that's going to give you a hint as to what your vocation, what would bring your soul the most joy in this incarnation, okay? So in the challenge position, so this is actually one of my new spreads that was given to me in my brain. So the first position is the theme. The second is the astrological house. The third is the challenge. What's the challenge here, right? And so the challenge is a state of being mystified. It's like, damn, I took all the classes. I hired the life coach that I couldn't afford. I hired the spiritual coach that I really couldn't afford. I went to the seminars. I read all the books. I went to college, and I'm still not where I really, really want to be with regards to popping. Maybe you want more followers. Maybe you want more YouTube followers. Maybe you want more Instagram followers, right? Whatever it is, this Chariot in reverse is just like there's some stuck energy here. So let's go to the first remedy, because we have a couple of remedies in this reading. So the first thing here is conception. And this is What We've Forgotten, a deck by Amy Miranda. So what we've forgotten. So we have conception here. And so the remedy here is to tap into the first time that you can remember feeling powerful, feeling like you were on the right track, feeling like you were on fire. And then it's like, where did you feel that sensation? Who was with you? What were you doing? And this could be something from a very young age, okay? It's also like what I say about this card is your fathers had to have the best swimmers, right? Your mother had to have the best eggs. Like, it just had to be, or you wouldn't be here watching this video, right? So the fact that you're here is a miracle. So you don't want to forget that. You want to bring that to the front of your mind. And then the power place. Like, again, when was the first time you felt powerful? What were you doing? And tap into that. Tap into that, because it might be that what you're doing might not be your purpose. It might not be your divine purpose. And that might be why there's a block, You might be focusing so much on trying to get something popping but it may be from a former version of yourself, is what I'm hearing. You may have ascended past what you thought your vocation was, and spirit is gently nudging you to look deeper, go deeper. And this makes so much sense too with Jupiter in Cancer, because not only does Cancer just govern the home. Jupiter went into Cancer on May 14th. In our system, in Vedic, it's Jupiter in Gemini. I did a reading on that. But so Jupiter expands everything it touches, right? And so Cancer is water. So Cancer is going to be deep. It's going to be nurturing. And so you might need to have a more up-to-date and deeper relationship to whatever it is you're trying to put out into the world. Okay? It could even be in your family too. Like it's something you're trying to elevate, but there's this stuck energy again because you've forgotten your power, where your power actually lies. Okay? Like so many of us. I mean, that's what happens, right? So the shadow work that's being called for, it says, I wish you would come back. So this to me was very clearly the inner child, our inner child, beckoning us back, begging us to come back to ourselves again, to that original sense of who we were and when we felt powerful, that might have shifted and changed as we got older, as the world told us who we were and we went into agreement with it, right? And then it says, I want to tell you so much. So the shadow work of this time is to tap into your inner child, doing inner child work. Perhaps you do that through meditation, where you sit and you meditate and you ask the inner child to come forward, and then you just listen to what your inner child has to say, and then you write that down. So it's and because it's in Gemini season, right? And Gemini is about writing and communication. Actually, tomorrow would be a great day to do that, since tomorrow is ruled by Mercury and Mercury rules Gemini. To write, to go into that meditation and get that message from your inner child. And then for people who need to see things visually, put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. The refrigerator, the mirror, somewhere like that. For people who are dream keepers and dream weavers, you might want to put it under your pillow, or you might want to put it under your mattress so that information can really sink in while you're sleeping. All right? While you're sleeping. Our animal allies for this time, we have the wren, we have the octopus, we have a cow. These were all in reverse. So the first one, wren, is about humility in reverse. So the first thing is to, in the words of Amy Torek on my podcast, Come to the Brink with Zoe Flowers, cut it with your bullshit. Stop pretending that you're not amazing and sexy and sensual and brilliant. Enough with that. I don't think I need to say more. Step into what you value, and also you are valuable, right? You are valuable. And so coming into agreement with your own intrinsic value as a human and spiritual being. So for some folks, you might be looking at what you value. For other folks, you actually need to see yourself as valuable, right? And then come up with a strategy. Come up with a strategy to live your value, to actually live your value, embody your values, or to strategically take steps toward what you value. Okay, so there's two very specific instructions there, two different things. The ancestor guidance, again, it's illusion. What Spirit is asking us to do, again, is to pull the wool from off of our eyes, to see ourselves as we truly are. And it's so interesting. I didn't realize this the first 4 times or 3 times that I tried to record this video. I actually think it's 4 times. I think this is actually the 5th time I'm doing this. This is a child. And we already talked about the inner child. And so again, it's like, pull the wool from off of your eyes, and you do that by listening to your inner child, listening to what your inner child has to say, and creating strategic steps, right? We do the spiritual woo-woo, and then we do material things here on earth. The journaling, the affirmations, all of those things, right? The networking if we need to, the applying for jobs if we need to, right? We do the material things as well. All right. And pulling away from those illusions, this just goes with this illusions card, the ancestor guidance. We're being gifted with a new way of looking at things, a new way of processing our emotions even. And this is truly a gift. This is truly a gift, okay? So that's the ancestor guidance. And then the final outcome, we have speculum. And so the outcome is more clarity. Things aren't as foggy. You actually have this, I didn't notice this either before. There's actually a path, right? The strategy actually creates a path for us to follow. And we come out with more focus, more clarity, and an actual path. So what I'm hearing is consistency, faith, belief, and strategy. As above, so below. All right. If you made it this far, drop down in the comments and maybe put a heart in the chat, because we have that Ace of Cups here. And I will see you soon. Bye.